Well, hello. Happy Thanksgiving 2014. This is Kat the Christian Baker here, and we're setting up to make an apple pie. This apple pie recipe never fails. It is awesome, and you'll want to use it every single time. That is a promise. And I never promise anything on my recipes, and this is a downright promise. Okay, so, do you know why I promise this recipe is going to be good? I believe it's Betty Crocker. Either that or Better Homes and Gardens. Remember those old cookbooks with the red checkered? Yes, this is from this. I believe so. Okay. I have a couple apples. I'm going to make a very small pie today because I don't have a lot of apples. I just have 3. I believe I'm only going to use 2. However, I keep on eating them. They're so good. So, first of all, Macintosh, that's out for making an apple pie, because Macintosh are better for making applesauce because it concentrates so much. It melts just so much. And you're going to end up with mush instead of apples, pretty much with Macintosh. I'm using Gala or Fuji today. I don't remember. They're kind of close. And actually, Granny Smith is the best. I have to say that. It is the best. So for a whole pie, this is not what I'm doing today, this is for a whole pie, you're going to have about a half a cup of sugar, half a cup to 2/3, and this is about 8 medium apples, half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 cup of flour, dash of salt, a teaspoon of nutmeg, about 8 medium sliced apples. Slice them whatever you want to slice them, thin, chunky, whatever. I like mine chunky. 2 tablespoons of butter and some pie crust. Okay. So for mine, I have actually 2 apples because I'm going to put it in this little thingy right there. Okay. So good. So, being that I already have my apples in here, I'm gonna add my sugar, which is 1/8 of a cup. You still want that in there because it's gonna create the juices. You're gonna add, this is 1/4 of a cup, and I've halved it, so that's about 1/8. And for those juices to come together, okay. Some nutmeg. You want to measure it out? Go ahead. As far as me, I'm not a big measurer as far as some things go. Go tell it on the mountain. You're going to want some cinnamon in there. I love cinnamon. Okay. Now I have made another recipe, which is my pumpkin pie recipe, is my grandmother's pie crust. So if you want to do a pie crust, and what I'm doing is I'm taking this and I'm gently folding this ingredients into the apples. And you're going to want some room temperature butter. Okay, and I have today the Pillsbury pre-made rolled up pie crust. That's all it is. You cut the apples, put them in a bowl, you put these ingredients on top of it, you mix it around, and you're done pretty much. I mean, that's how easy this is. Let me turn this off because it's kind of getting on my nerves. I love Christmas music, but not Go Tell It on the Mountain. It's just very country. Okay, so I used one of these for my pecan pie for tomorrow, and I'm going to use one of these for my apple pie. Okay. It's funny how my utility knife, a track force knife, cuts a lot better than my kitchen knives do. Okay. Oh wow, I love this. I love this knife. I love it. I use it better in the kitchen than any of your regular knives. Okay, I'm sorry, you've not been seeing any of this action. So those are my apples right there. They're mixed, and make sure that you get that flour off the bottom. You want to drip a little bit of water in there to make sure that everything is kind of stuck and all nice and beautiful. Push the other stuff out of the way that you're not using. Okay. Make sure this has been sitting out for a good 20 minutes. You don't want to sit it out for too much longer after that, because then you're going to have a hard time rolling it out. Okay, so about 20 minutes. Half an hour is okay. And I've been using this all day. I've been washing it all day. Okay. What I might do, let's cut this in half again. If I have to, I'll make like a little, oh, don't dig it my counter. I've made an apple pie in this thing before. This is like a vintage cake pan. Here we go. You want to press that down so they kind of seam in together. So this is not going to pop up, okay? Make sure you pinch into the bottom, that way that there's no air. Okay, that's a no. Then I'm going to take this and roll this out even further. Okay. Make sure everything on the bottom is very just stuck together. You want to patch it. You're like patching pie crust. And if you see my other video with the pumpkin pie, that'll show you exactly how to patch pie crust if you have no idea. One thing that my grandmother taught me how to do is to patch that pie crust. Okay, so now I have these apples, and I'm trying to think that if I'm going to put another one in there, and I don't think so. I think 2 apples for this is enough. This is going to bake down. Okay. And if it's heaping overwards, that's great. You kind of want, apples heaping. Heaping apples. Heaping apples. That should be the title of this video. Heaping apples. Okay. Now that looks good. What you're going to do, let's put that away. Is you're going to find your butter, your margarine. I only have a little bit butter for this Thanksgiving, so I'm using it for my potatoes. Yes, I am. And for my biscuit or whatever I'm going to use. So, I was going to grab the other knife. And you're going to want to put a couple little dots of butter. I go back on that. It can be refrigerated if you want to. Either way, just not frozen. And just because I have just a little bitty pie, that's all I'm going to do. And if I can cover the whole thing, or I can just kind of make strips and lattice it. think what I could do is take a little piece and stretch it just a teeny bit. You don't want to stretch it a lot. You don't want to break it. And that can be the first. And you just pinch it to the side right there. And then you can do the next one. Okay, and you can just put this on that side so that way you can pinch it to the crust as well. Okay, do you see what I'm doing here? That is my neighbor being very loud. Okay, I'm putting my music back on so that way you can't. What, you can even go back on that? Okay. It's too big. You can do that. See? A lot of saying if you want it like very perfect or whatever, you can. You don't have to. You certainly just do not have to. I think I'm just going to put this one right here because it needs it. And if you want to take this and kind of throw it together and put it into like a ball or something and like make like a cute shape. I don't know what else you would make with like this would be like a true. I can try this. I can't say that it's going to actually work. That was supposed to be like a leaf, but it's looking more like a palm tree. And you can just put it right on top. Make a little decoration. And you can either take some butter on your finger and just, the thing is, put the butter right there on the crust so it can stick. It might look kind of silly, but alright, and all this, the rest of it, I can throw away. Alright, and what you also might want to do is to take some extra sugar, which I'm going to do that. Okay, and a little bit of cinnamon. I know it looks more like a clover or like a palm tree. Not so much a maple leaf is what I was going for, but hey, that's just me eating it. Just taking that with the sugar and the cinnamon, need more cinnamon, and mixing it with my finger. If you want, you can do an egg wash on top of this to make it look really, really pretty. With my finger, you just see that I'm just mixing that cinnamon and sugar. And I'm just going to take some and sprinkle some over the top. Especially in the parts where I put the butter. It's going to be like really, really nice. I'm just going to add some extra flavor to it. See? You want, you can shake it over it. Okay. Then you're going to put it in your oven for about half an hour. Then you're going to check it right after that. So, thanks for watching, and my phone's ringing. Gotta go. Bye. Hi. I'm so tired. I am so tired. Oh, you cannot tell that in my right hand, in my left hand, I am holding this pie. This delicious apple pie. I'm so tired I can't even move. It came out great. It didn't come out all in one thing, so I've kind of schlepped it on the plate. You can see. See that lattice? Yeah. My pecan pie came out good, even though the walls fell down. I would have nothing more is to have like a beautiful, big, huge scoop of French vanilla churned ice cream on top of this warm apple pie. That would be nothing but the best right now. And then when I'm done, you can see a nice little snowman plate. On the truthful side, it could have cooked a little bit longer. There's a little bit of softness in the dough. So I like it cooked nice. And you just saw me pig out, which I don't ever let anybody watch me pig out. Ever. Sorry, that looks ugly. I got stuff in my teeth now. But that piece of lattice crust on top with that cinnamon sugar, baked. Delish. Okay. Bye.